Alrighty, so the goal of this video is going to be to style our image assets. Luckily, most of this work has already been done by the designer. If we jump back to Figma, we can start by clicking on our branding layer. So once we do that, we can see that we have some CSS in the corner here. So we're just going to copy that. It's as simple as that. And we'll jump back to our code, into our CSS, and the class name we're targeting is our brand-img. So we'll do that actually above our title because it appears above our title there. Brand-img. And then we'll just paste that in there. And we'll need to shift that position, of course. And we can save that. And yeah, so our branding is looking a lot better. It's the right size. And you can actually see that it's lining up with the text here as well, just like it does in our page here. Awesome. Next, let's focus on our App Store links. So we'll start with our Apple App Store styling. So we can copy this just like we did. Jump back to our code. And we want to style our app-store-button. So app-store-btn for button. And we're going to paste that in. Same thing, we'll need to align that again. Save it. And check it out. Okay, so we can see that our positioning is correct, but we have an issue that our image itself is still bigger than it should be. It should be smaller than that. How we need to fix that is we actually need to target the image that is a child of our class, and we need to explicitly set the width and height. So right below this, we're just going to type app-store-btn and then space and then img. This is going to target the image that is a child of our App Store button. Then we can simply copy the width and height and paste it in there. So if we save that now and check it out, we can see that that is now the right size. Awesome. So now we'll do the same thing with our Google Play badge as well. So we'll jump back to Figma, click on our Google Play badge, copy this CSS here, jump back to the code, and target our Google-Play-btn, curly bracket, paste that in there, and we'll fix the formatting. Then below that, we will type out the same class followed by img to target that image element. And then we will copy in the width and height as well. So let's save that. Okay, so that's working a lot better. But we can see that our main image is still way too big. So we'll need to fix that next. We'll need to jump back to Figma to grab the styling. We're going to click on our main image layer to copy our CSS. So we'll need to attach this to our main-image-container, and we'll paste that in there, fix the formatting, save it, check it out. Okay, so a couple of things are happening here. First, we can see that our other images have decided to move their way up, which is not ideal. And our main image is also the wrong height. So we'll need to fix that as well. So we jump back to Figma, expand our main layer, and click on our iPhone. We can see that it has a smaller height than our parent container does. So we will copy that height, and back in our code, we'll do a similar thing as before, and we'll target the main image container, specifically the image element of that main image container, then paste in our new height of 411.15 pixels. Let's save that, check it out. Okay, so our main image now is looking much better. It's the right size. You can see that it's a lot sharper now that it's smaller compared to these bigger ones. So that proves my point there. Now we're going to need to style the rest of our images. So I'm going to just fast forward through copying and pasting over the styling from each of these, and then we'll check it out after that. Okay, so now we're ready to save it. So the first part of that looks a lot better than before. And if we scroll down, okay, we can definitely see that there are some issues. So the first issue is that our bottom two assets are bigger than they should be. So this is because we're only showing half of the image, but we have the same height that we do for the others. The solution to this will be to try to cut the height in half of these two assets, but I've kind of forgotten which is which. Let's go back to our Figma, and if we hover over it, so we're concerned with the product one as well as the cart one. Back in the code then, for our cart, we'll change this to be 222 pixels, so cut it in half. And our product image will do the same. Cut that in half to 222. Okay, so let's save that. Okay, so that's looking a whole lot better. The next thing that I'm noticing now that I can see more clearly is that the box shadow is cut off here. So you see there's a sharp line and the box shadow doesn't fade nicely. And the same thing is happening with this one as well. So again, let's double check which ones those were. So this is for our orders and our home assets. So we can go back to the code now and we'll just increase the height to be 470 instead of 444. So that was for our orders and for our home as well. So change that to 470 as well. And we can save that. Okay, so that's looking a lot better. You can see that. We have our full box shadow at the bottom here. That is looking way, way better. Something else you may have noticed is that our gradient is not extending to the bottom of our page. That is because our wrapper has a min height of only 100 viewport height. So it's only filling one screen and then you can see it stops. So we're going to need to adjust the height value for our wrapper. If we jump back to Figma, we can see that if we click on our landing page layer, on the right side, we have a static height value of 1388 pixels. We can go ahead and copy that, jump back to the code, scroll back up to the top. In order to replace our wrapper min height, we'll convert it just to height because it's a static value. Then we'll paste in the value from Figma, save to check it out. Okay, so we can see that the gradient now is going all the way to the bottom, so that's good. But we can also see that we have a bit of a gap here on the bottom. Let's see if we can make it a little bit smaller. So I already know from my own experimentation that I can have a new value of 1379 in order to make it smaller, but still stretch to the very bottom of the page. Okay, so that's looking better. We have a nice thin gap at the bottom. Alright, awesome. So our gradient's going all the way to the bottom. Our assets are all the right side. They're all in the right position. If we jump back and compare what we had in Figma that our designer gave us and what we have now in our page, and we can see that it looks very similar. The only difference is we're actually scrolling to get to the bottom. But other than that, everything is lined up exactly as it is in Figma. Alright, so that's it for our developer from designer handoff. In the next video, I'm going to show you how you can have toggles in the top right to allow users to be able to change the background. I'll see you in that one. Bye for now.